Alrighty. Oyez, oyez, oyez. This civil proceeding is now in session. The Honorable Judge Odson, that's me, presiding. Alright, everybody, I have before me a complaint. The plaintiff, A1, Mr. Murphy Braun, would like me to sign off a restraining order against the defendant or respondent of Mr. Kelly Smith.
I object.
Mr. Braun, do I have hold on, son. Not done talking about things yet. You can object in time. Alright, Mr. Braun, do I have it correct that you are filing a standard restraining order against Mr. Smith for harassment and physical abuses?
Yes, Your Honor, there is a well-documented history of incidents involving myself and Mr. Smith that is ongoing. I would like to just have it in writing that he is to stay the hell away from me. Sorry about the language, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. And, Mr. Braun, you are represented today by one Mr. Rory O'Banion.
That is correct, sir.
Mr.
Yes,
Smith,
Rory
do you
O'Banion
have...
here. I will be representing Mr. Braun.
All right. Mr. Smith, do you have any legal representation that you are able to call at this time?
No, I don't. I need representation, damn it.
Well, in a civil case such as this, representation is not entirely necessary. I'll keep it very informal, which will allow everybody to speak as equals.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
better not be any fancy
Mr.
language. Keep the words nice and simple.
I will keep it to 3 syllables or less, sir.
Okay, thank you.
It's perfect for me as well, Your Honor.
Yes, I know. I got a box of crayons under the desk there for you, Rory.
Hell yeah.
All right, Mr. O'Banion, you
My
or
cat.
your
Bad
client like
kitty.
to state your case, please.
Bad kitty.
Yeah, I would like to, well, first off, let me just say, we should switch sides, I believe. Defendant
You really should.
right over there.
Yeah, you really should. This is
Go
bothering
ahead,
me
get
on
away
a
from my
level I
desk,
can't.
Kelly.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Alright,
say it was bothering me on a level I couldn't possibly comprehend.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to come forward and possibly, 1 second. This is in regards to a restraining order, I believe, correct, Mr. Braun?
Correct.
Alright, gotcha. Alright, piece of cake. Do I have permission to come forward, Your Honor?
You may approach.
Judge Odson. Honorable Judge Odson. You handsome man. I come before you today, bearing upon a great dismay that has disrupted my client, Murphy Braun. That dismay has a name. It's Kelly Smith. Look at him as he mocks my client in this courtroom. This heinous offender. This non-recurring criminal. How dare he? Mr. Braun has asked today that we file a restraining order against Mr. Kelly Smith, at which I have to plead with you as something that needs to be done. I observed Kelly. I observed fire. I observed him standing on top of Mr. Braun's car, and I am aware of incidences that have occurred over time where the perpetrator was in fact Mr. Kelly Smith. And the victim was Murphy Braun. We need to move forward! And we need to make sure that this is taken care of! And that this menace stays away from Murphy.
All right.
Motion to approach, sir.
All right, granted. Come on forward.
I would like to motion that I am in fact the victim of this man's heinous game, and I am in fact innocent, and should like to be not accused of these crimes. This man has in fact been harassing me, and I am innocent, and there should be no restraining order. In fact, this man...
Objection lacks evidence, Your Honor.
Yeah, he would like you to believe that I am the perpetrator of these crimes. But, in fact, I am an innocent man who is just a pawn in this man's sick chess game of lawyery wit. And I am to be... I can't be held accountable. Yeah, I often lack representation, as I do right now. I'm just a simple man. So, if the glove, something about the glove that doesn't fit, you can't hold me accountable. There's no
All right,
glove.
I understand that you're just a simple kind of man, sir, but I'm sure justice will shine down upon this.
That's right.
All right, step back. I'm gonna hear the plaintiff's case in its entirety.
Can I have a moment to confer with my counsel? This is kind of
You
spur of the
may.
moment. All right. Yeah. So basically, all you got to bring up is, you know,
Yeah, I'm
we're
just
not
gonna call
here
you
to.
up and ask you general questions.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, just generally, like what he said, if the glove doesn't fit, like we're not here to try him for anything. He's already been convicted numerous times for assaulting me, burning my car, all
That's
sorts
what
of
I'm
stuff.
gonna get to in the question.
Exactly.
Question.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right, Your Honor,
Your
we may
Honor,
proceed.
I would like to submit into evidence Kelly. I motion to submit into evidence Kelly Smith's criminal record.
Granted.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
There are going to be at least 3 to 5 incidences specifically relating to myself on Kelly Smith's
Jump.
arrest record.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, good luck finding him.
Yeah, objection. Irrelevant.
What? What is it?
Sorry, Your Honor, I'm going to turn off my phone.
My
What
past
are you
convictions
claiming,
have no.
lacks relevancy?
My past convictions should have no purpose in this this case.
All right. Do you have a rebuttal?
Yes, I have a
Yeah.
rebuttal. These are criminal acts taken against Mr. Murphy Braun. Therefore, I believe Kelly Smith's criminal actions, as well as criminal history, past, are completely relevant when moving forward with making your decision, Your Honor.
This court will only take into consideration acts that can be substantiated as against the plaintiff. This court will not consider any of Mr. Kelly's other criminal actions in its deliberations. All right, Mr. O'Banion. Does your client
call.
wish to, do anything, say anything? Do you have a case to
What's up,
put on?
ATX?
I was gonna call him forward, and we were gonna ask him some questions. Also,
All right.
I'd like for him to give maybe a broad statement upon certain things that have occurred, as well as time and place, so we can properly find the files needed to go over
So granted.
these incidents. All right, I call upon my first witness to the testimony. It's going to be Murphy Braun.
Oh.
All right, Mr. Braun, please step up to the witness box over here, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your hand.
Why is it so bright?
Do you swear the testimony you are about to give before this court today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Jess.
I do.
So entered. Mr. Braun, you may begin. Well, yeah, Mr. O'Banion, you may begin. What the hell's wrong with me today? I'm gonna shut up.
It's all right, Your Honor. Mr. Murphy Braun, would you care to... What type of actions has Kelly Smith taken against you?
Largely harassment, but at times increasingly violent. Mr. Smith has been convicted of, to my recollection, at least 3 to 4 separate incidences of assault upon my person. I believe he's been convicted of arson at least one time for damaging my vehicle and lighting it on fire. Possibly 2 times. There are numerous occurrences that he eluded capture, so it's hard for me to say.
Objection.
But I'm aware
Lies.
of
Slander.
one.
Defamation.
Overruled. I'll
I'm
hear all
aware of
this,
one-
and you will have a chance to cross.
I'm aware of one. There are so many incidences that it's hard to remember the details, but there's one specific occurrence within the past week or two where he burned my vehicle and shot at me at the Pink Cage Motel. That would be the most recent and most violent occurrence on record. But since that time, me and Mr. Smith have once again come to a understanding which he has violated. I gave him his job back at Life Invader as a delivery driver, a very probationary condition that he no longer harass me or antagonize me in any way. Conditions which were not met. He was terminated from his position at Life Invader once again, and once again, wherever I happen to be, Kelly Smith turns up and my vehicle turns up being damaged. So I've grown tired of this, and I just want to see some action taken, because I simply do not have time to be dealing with Kelly Smith every day.
All right, let's move into further questions then, Mr. Braun. So, Kelly Smith has taken violent action against your person in more than one occasion.
That is correct, sir.
Kelly Smith has taken violent action, as well as possible trying to, for lack of a better word, immobilize your one of your vehicles on more than one occasion.
That is correct.
Have these accidents been documented?
Yes, that is correct. Not
Cat
all of
driving
them.
me
It
crazy.
happens so frequently that it would be impossible to keep up with the police reports. But when critical damage to my
bad
vehicle
kitty.
has been sustained and things become very violent,
He's being so
the
naughty.
police usually have responded to the situation and arrested Mr. Smith on those occasions. But
Okay.
there are occasions when he's simply ridden his bike over the hood of my car and scuffed up the paint. You know, if I'm busy, I don't have time to report stuff like that and get him a citation, you know. Though it is, you know,
Yes.
in my interest to do so, there have been times where
What's up,
I have
Resin?
not been diligent in that regard. But where significant damage has happened, I have made the proper reports, and arrests have been made, and so on.
All right, Your Honor. I have no further questions for my client, Mr. Murphy Braun.
All right, you may step back. Mr. Kelly Smith, you may approach and question this witness as you see fit.
Let's see here. Where to start? Is it true that on multiple occasions you have made slanderous accusations against me? Get off your phone! He's not... Your Honor, he is not even taking my question seriously. Look at him, he's on his phone.
Mr. Braun.
Actually,
You will
I'm taking his questions very seriously. I'm simply tweeting out that I'm in court and to leave me alone. There's a lot of people calling me right now.
Please, everybody in this room right now, please place your phones on silent. Everybody take out your phones, put them on silent. All right.
So, are you going to answer the
You may
question or not?
Could you repeat
Your
the
Honor, I would
question?
ask
Yeah,
to
what-
have the question
what-
restated.
Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, he's not taking it serious, as I said. Oh my gosh, he's in the blinds now.
Is that your question, that he's not taking? It sounds more like a statement to me there, Your Honor.
No, I asked, is it true that you have made slanderous accusations about me on more than one occasion?
No, that is
Objection,
not
Your
true.
Honor. We are here
grounds?
for we are here because Kelly Smith has done something to Murphy Braun. We are not here to reciprocate otherwise. If Kelly Smith wishes to proceed with another hearing against Murphy Braun over accusations, then that will be allowed. But I will not allow for Kelly Smith to ask about baseless things that don't matter towards proving the point that he did not harass my client, Mr. Murphy Braun.
Well, sir,
He's in the
what
blinds.
you will and will not allow has no bearing on this case. It's what I will and will not allow. Defense is allowed to call into question the plaintiff's character and association, and whether or not the plaintiff would have had ulterior motives for filing this particular restraining order. And so I will, in fact, allow Mr. Kelly to go down this line of questioning. You are overruled,
Thank
sir.
you. Is it true that you have made multiple false reports about me in the past?
No, that is not true.
May I remind you that you are under oath?
You don't
Sir,
need to
please
remind
step
me
back from
of
the
that.
witness.
Okay, sorry.
Objection, badgering the witness.
Sustained.
Is it true that you have promised to represent me in the past, but then failed to do so?
Objection lacks scope.
Answer the question.
Sustained. No, move on.
Yeah.
Sustained.
I rest my case.
All right. Mr. O'Banion, redirect.
I do not feel the need to further cross Mr. Murphy Braun at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Braun, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr.
Hey,
O'Banion,
Abigail,
do
how
you
you
have
doing?
anybody else to call forward at this time?
No, I do not, Your Honor. I do wish for maybe 30 seconds to discuss one thing with my client real quick before we move forward. I need about 30 seconds here.
This
That's
court
okay
is in
with you, Your Honor?
recess for 2 minutes.
Okay, come here.
All right, this court is back in session.
Got you. I would like to move that the only witness I can see further to call in this courtroom is actually standing at the defendant desk. I would like to request that if Kelly Smith would like to be okay with it, to move Kelly to be a witness to be testified before this trial.
I'm going to deny that. When you rest your case, defense may put on theirs. And you will have an opportunity to cross if Mr. Smith intends to come up and testify on his own behalf. All right, Mr. O'Banion, do you have anything further in your own case?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
All right, I assume you rest?
Yes, defense rest.
Plaintiff.
Oh, yeah, plaintiff, my bad. I'm always the defense.
That's fine. All right,
I'm always
Mr.
so
Smith,
used to that.
the floor is yours. Do you have any witnesses you intend to call?
Yeah, I don't really have any witnesses.
All right, do you have any facts and evidence to present before this court today?
No facts and evidence. However, can I just say some things?
You may move up to the stand, be placed under oath, and testify on your own
All right,
behalf.
fine.
But I warn you, you will open yourself to cross-examination from Mr. O'Banion on the scope of anything that you say.
All right, fine. Let's do it.
All right. Move up to the witness stand, please. Raise your hand. Mrs. Smith,
Yeah?
raise your hand.
Yeah. They're up.
All right. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give before this court today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Hell yeah.
So help you, Jess.
I do.
Very well. Very well. You may give your testimony, Mr. Smith.
All right. Okay, I know this looks bad, and it may seem that I'm guilty on the outside, but what you're not seeing is the constant harassment and threats of violence of this horrible lawyer that you see before me. So, on the outside, it may seem like I am a menace to this man, but I had to do it. I had to send him a message. It's fear for my own life. I had to stand up for myself. And so, I had to do it, I'm just doing what I have to do to survive.
All right. Your testimony is so entered into the record. Do you
Thank
have
you.
anything else to add?
No, that's it.
Mr. O'Banion, do you wish to cross?
Sure thing. Sure thing, yes, Your Honor. All right, Mr. Smith, you said in your closing statement that you do what you have to.
Yeah, that's right.
So you would say that you have to shoot Murphy Braun and you have to destroy his vehicle.
Yeah, you know, I just gotta survive. I'm just trying to make it. You know, make a living, yeah, you know, just he's terrifying. Look at him.
So you admit to shooting as well as tampering with Mr.
I
Braun's
mean,
vehicle
it's on my record. It's on
one-
my record.
It's on your record?
I can't deny it.
So it is in fact on your record.
It's
now
there.
in
Yeah.
regards to
He's a lawyer, so yeah.
uh,
He was able to weasel his
I'll
way
ask
out.
the questions here. I'm not asking for a statement right now, Mr. Smith. I'm asking the questions here. I just want answers to the questions that I ask you. Permission to treat this witness as hostile, Your Honor?
You're cross-examining, sir. The witness is presumed to be slightly hostile.
Well, a little more hostile than usual. You
Well,
attacked
keep it
my client,
within the bounds
You!
of civility.
damaged his car on more than one occasion. You have caused my client severe mental as well as physical anguish.
He started it.
What do you have to say?
He started
started
it.
it.
He
What-
was
what a
harassing me.
very
He was
childlike
threatening me.
response, Kelly.
He was threatening my life.
Is there proof? Is there proof?
He's
there
a
proof that he was
lawyer,
threatening you?
and he's able to weasel his way out every time.
I will say it
I'm a
again.
simple
I will
man.
say again, Kelly. Is there proof that he threatened you? Is there proof?
I don't know. Hell if I know.
There is no proof then. So then
I
there
don't
is
know.
no proof.
There
And
might
hell,
be.
If you know, then there is no proof.
I can never
Your
get a goddamn
accusations
lawyer.
Of him, your accusations of saying that my client is doing things to you is baseless and lacks evidence as well as foundation.
Yeah,
No
that's
more
what you
questions,
think.
John.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mr.
get the
Smith,
proof.
Do you wish to offer any redirect testimony at this time?
I don't even know what that means. So, no thank you.
It means... All right. You may step down. For further reference, Mr. Kelly, what redirect means is that you are afforded the opportunity to cover up some of the holes that Mr. O'Banion might have just blown in your testimony.
There were
Or
no
to get my
holes.
attention back to something else.
There were no holes.
That is the definition of... I understand that. What I'm saying is that if you were wishing to make a point and Mr. O'Banion
Yeah, okay.
made
Well-
that, screwed that point up, then you would be able to go back
Okay.
and try and redirect my attention to the point you were trying to make.
Okay, well, the point is that Murphy and I have had constant quarrels and squabbles, and I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. We've been going back and forth for a long time. And the thing is, he's the one that started it, you know? He is a threat, he's a menace, and I don't know what to say. He tries to pin it all on me, and he is equally to
The
blame
only menace
for
is standing at the
everything
defense table,
that
Your
has gone on between us.
All right. Order in my court. There will be order in my courtroom. Mr. Smith, do you have any other facts, evidence, witness, or testimony to give before this court today?
No, I don't.
So do you rest your case, sir?
Yeah, I rest my case.
All right. I'm going to forego closing arguments today, as I believe we would just be retreading over subjects we have already trodden many times. And since I do not see a dead horse in my courtroom that I wish to beat today, we will go ahead and move directly into
I do, Your Honor.
into my findings. Rory, you are the king of dead horse beating, sir.
Yes, I enjoy it very much, Your Honor.
I am quite certain we can find a mare and a switch for you later.
I'll hold you to that, Your Honor.
All right. All right. I have reviewed the appropriate police histories between Mr. Smith and Mr. Braun. I have found a couple of occasions which caused me great alarm. Now, as I look at the two of you in front of me today, I am aghast and agape. Mr. Smith, I cannot tell whether or not Mr. Braun has done anything which would draw your ire. What I do have is information before me that indicates that you have a vendetta against Mr. Braun. Whatever the reason for that might be, what I am finding is that it is going to be in the public's best interests, and indeed your own best interests, to enforce a separation between the two of you for at least a certain sum of days. Therefore, this court is going to sign that petition, and I will require Mr. Smith and Mr. Braun that you stay the hell away from each other. I require you to be no less than 250 feet apart at all times. That will, of course, be in areas that one of you controls. So, Mr. Smith, you are not to go to Mr. Braun's place of employment. That would be his office or his home, sir. Mr. Braun, the same applies for you and Mr. Smith. This 250-foot rule will not be enforced in public locations unless one individual knew or should have known that they would likely run into the other in said public location. So, that meaning, if there's a thing at the park or a parade or something, and one of you gets up on Twitter about how you're going to go there, well, the other one just better stay 250 feet away from it. You will have no phone contact with each other, and you will not send annoying, angsty teenage texts to each other or Twitter. This court will reconvene in approximately 2 weeks to consider extending or ending this no-contact order. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's fine.
This
Bunch of
court is
bullshit.
adjourned. This court is adjourned for 2 weeks.
Fine.